Hello everybody, this is Kelly O'Black with this week's Sketch It Out Thursday video for the Crafty Maven Getaway. This is our inspiration / mood board for the week, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about how that influenced me as we go on. I'm using this sketch from Danny's Designs. It's Danny's, D-A-N-N-I-E-S, designs.typepad.com, and it's from an October 30th, 2008 post. So I'm showing you there the papers I'm going to use and the sketch again. And a lot of what I'm going to use comes from the April 2016 Scraptastic Cherry Pie Kit, but the aqua, red, and yellow papers are from my stash. I'm getting close to the end of that kit, and I didn't have many faux solid papers left, so I pulled some things from my own stash that matched the stripes in that diagonal paper. So I'm scrapping some photos from a photo booth at my nephew's recent wedding. The professional photographs aren't back yet, or they weren't back when I did this layout anyway. And I am going to actually scrap their photographs for a scrapbook, their wedding scrapbook. So you'll see those in the future, I'm sure. If not on the Crafty Maven, you'll definitely see them in my own personal channel or on my own personal channel. So I'm doing something now that I rarely do, which is I'm actually using a ruler to try to determine the margins on this, and I believe I used a 1/2 inch margin. The reason I'm doing that is just because I'm using more than one sheet of paper, and that makes it a little bit more difficult to get the frame right. So that's why I'm actually looking. And I'm using about a 2/3, 1/3 margin here, which is really kind of what the sketch had. That's a really nice sort of mathematical equation. I think if you listen to Shamel talk ever, she talks about that quite often as well too, but it's just pleasing to your eye. At least it is to mine. So anyway, that aqua paper, the Aqua Stars paper, is from Lawn Fawn. It's the pint size pattern collection. It's the beachside tide pool color. And that stripe paper there, the diagonal stripe, is from the Scraptastic Cherry Pie Kit. That's the Simple Stories Life in Color paper, and that is called Love This Life. The cardstock I'm using is also from the kit. That's American Craft Shrimp, in case you're wondering what color that is. And I'm doing something here you don't see me do very often, which is actually use cardstock. I just have a hard time using it now. I personally, personally for me, love pattern paper. So for me to use cardstock is kind of a big deal. I used to use it a lot, especially when I first started scrapping. And of course, not that there's anything wrong with whether you use cardstock or pattern paper. It's really a personal preference. I just happen to like how pattern paper looks. So anyway, I'm really liking that coral color of that cardstock with the striped paper. And there's a lot of flesh tones in those photos, so it really pops some of those flesh tones out. And what I decided to do, just because all of these papers that I'm using are from different collections. I'm using American Crafts, I'm using Simple Stories, I'm using Echo Park, I'm using Lawn Fawn, and that red paper is going to be from another American Crafts collection. So the pattern papers are from 4 different manufacturers, the 4 sheets. So how you get those to blend a lot of times is by doing something to unify them. In this case, it's inking them. And I'm using my my Memento gray Dewdrop gray flannel ink, which I use quite a bit. And I inked all those sheets. That red chevron paper that I'm going to use as a little border strip there is from American Crafts, the XOXO collection, and the name of the paper is True Love. Another piece of the inspiration piece or mood board is coming in with that red paper right there. There was a wood chevron in that inspiration piece, and that's what the red paper became, is all of those, that's how the chevron influenced me anyway. The wood chevron from the mood board. So this layout, as I look at it, is really, really bright, which is actually kind of cool because it's summery. It's summer, at least in my hemisphere of the world, and fun right now. And that photo booth is it was such a crazy thing and so much fun. The photo on the left is actually me with my 2 nephews. That my nephew who got married is on the far left, and his best man, who is his brother, is on the right. And then in the center is a bunch of my relatives. And then on the far right is my brother, sister, and it was my sister's son that got married. So silly fun. Now I'm playing around because I know I want to journal a little bit, and I tend to use journaling cards to journal with on my layouts. And I pulled an L's Studio collection there, and I'm just playing with that. That's from the Little Moments collection, that card right there. So is that one. I'm going to end up not using any of these, but I'm trying. The Little Moments items, there were some Little Moments items included with the kit, or at least the add-on, and since I had the Little Moments collection, I pulled those things out to think about using it on this layout. And I'm not going to use any of these things that I'm working with right now. And I think sometimes that's a really good thing for you to see, as long as it doesn't take up too much of the video, because if you don't see how we make decisions, it looks like this is really easy for those of us who make videos, and it's not any easier for us than it is for you, honestly. We move things around too. What I did do now is I grabbed that Notes from Today journaling card, and that's from an L Studio printable that you can actually buy on their website. So I think it was $3 or $4 to buy like 6 or 8 journaling cards in different colors. And the neat part is you can reuse them over and over. And they tend to use the same colors repeatedly, so it's kind of cool because those match my collections. Lots of my collections. Now, as I was working with this, I realized that I was going to need to put my title on here to understand the spacing that I was going to use above my picture photo block there. So that's why I grabbed these alphabets here, and my title is going to be Photobooth Fun. Those stickers are from American Crafts, from the current Chamel collection, whose name escapes me at the moment. I can't believe I forgot. True Story. No, I think True Stories was the last one. I cannot remember. That's awful. Anyway, from the current Chamel collection, it's the Fitzgerald alphabet in Aqua is the name of it. And then I'm grabbing these Pink Fresh Studio yellow puffy alpha stickers, and that is from the Cherry Pie kit. They are from the Life Noted collection, if you're wondering. So I'm kind of trying to figure out where to put the word fun, and I'm going to come up with this. And I really like how that looks on that journaling card because it just highlights it in a really nice way. It separates it a little bit more from the photo block. I liked it underneath the photo block, but putting it on the journaling card separates it even more. So far from the inspiration piece, we have that peachy coral color that's in the cardstock, and then also the chevron in the red chevron. Now, I did print this particular journaling card on some glossy photo paper, which is okay, but not my preference in doing this. I think I printed this a while ago, and when I do them now, I print them on matte photo paper. Otherwise, you really have to worry about, you know, what you're writing on it with. So I do have a slick writer, but it's kind of a pain to have to remember it. So anyway, now that I kind of have the position for everything, I am going to actually put down this title, just because it's such a large, it's taking up a fairly large space on my layout. And in the word photo booth, there's a lot of O's and a lot of H's and a lot of T's. So I've about decimated my alphabet here with those. Fortunately, there were a couple of zeros because otherwise I would not have been able to make the title with that alpha. So right there is my L Studio Little Moments Bits and Pieces. So I'm now going to look for some layering elements, and I'm going to play around a little bit with my with that as I decide. So that banner that I just put up there that says heart my fave, that's actually going to end up staying on the layout, but most of the other pieces that I play with are not going to end up on that. And again, the little bits, the El Studio bits and pieces from Little Moments was from the Cherry Pie Kit add-on, and since I had it, I just pulled it out, even though I didn't get them. And now I am grabbing these Simple Stories clear stickers, and that is from the, have to look at there, the Life in Color collection, the clear stickers. So I usually find clear elements hard to use. So it's been a challenge that that came in that kit. So I'm kind of looking for things to use. I did grab that Love This circle, and that came from the El Studio Little Moments bits and pieces as well. And so what I did is I took the clear stickers and I stuck it down. And the minute I stuck it down, I realized I really didn't like it that way. I didn't like the way it overlapped the die cut, and I thought, oh, get over it, Kelly, just use it that way. Well, I'm going to decide not to do that, because then I put the blue one that says Good Stuff from the Life in Color clear stickers, and decide that's not going to work. So what I do is I go and pull some of my white scrap cardstock, and I stick the blue sticker to it, and then just cut out around it, you know, fussy cut the sticker, which really honestly is what I end up doing with clear stickers most of the time. You know, they're scrapbooking kryptonite for me. I have a really hard time using clear ones. I know like even the acrylic pieces that come in ephemera packs, I have a hard time using. So a lot of times I'll stick them to cardstock and then cut them out, which is sad. Although you will see, I actually used some of the clear stickers here as they are without putting them on anything. I was very proud of myself. So one of the things that I'm thinking about as I'm looking at this is there's a lot of black in those photos, and that Love This is a huge spot of black on the layout, but I don't really have a lot anywhere else. And that's when these, more of the clear stickers are going to come in. So I have all of those circles down, and the circles are another place from the, another thing that came from the inspiration piece for me. When I saw the Love This circle and I started to think about it, there were lollipops on the inspiration piece. So that's where the circles come from on this. So I used the inspiration piece in 3 different ways. I grabbed that black clear sticker heart because then I have the black going across my page kind of in a diagonal there. And I grabbed the hearts, the little black hearts there as well. And that kind of gets it all down, and you know, it makes the impact of the big black circle a little bit less. And then I have another clear sticker there that says Smile Big, which makes sense since this is a Photobooth page. And I'm going to pop that on there. And I'm looking at this and deciding, okay, I think I need to use up some of these enamel dots. And those came from the Simple Stories Life in Color collection as well. So I just pull those out in 3 of the colors that are on that sheet. And just pop those in. I like putting enamel dots not just on the layout, but also under things, other things on the layout. And I'm trying to think who does that. It's another YouTuber. The other thing, and I think if I remember correctly, this doesn't happen on the video here, but as I was putting this away or finishing it up, putting things away, I realized I had a flare left, and I decided to put the flare just to the right of the hearts. I moved them over a little bit, and I just think it adds another dimension. But you'll see that in the still shot and the detail shots that are coming up next. Hope you are well, and I'll be back, or we'll be back with another video soon. Bye!